Hello, people. You know how I love to talk about quotes from the past that were designed by a lot of our great philosophers, scientists, and so on. So I'm going to pick up one such quote today to discuss with you guys about what I feel. Life is only 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you react to it. This was first coined by Charles Swindoll in the United States and, of course, later popularized by Stephen Covey, our famous management person who wrote The 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. I was first flabbergasted when I stumbled upon these lines 4 years ago. Does this make sense? Imagine how all of this just sums up to how we as human beings are controlled by our very own emotions many times, and we let others control our emotions. I sat about this and thought over it, and if life is only about 10% what happens to me from the outside, and if everything else is about me from within, then why am I not able to control these things? Then I looked into the 90% of the times where I've been only worried, anxious, reacting impulsively, sometimes with less logic or even less rationale. It then occurred to me that indeed, life is all about the things that come from within. Let's think about this many examples that we go through every day. If I was traveling and if I was at the airport, a flight is late and I'm kept waiting, what is my first reaction? I get irritated, sometimes even frustrated. Or if you were to drive on the road and there's someone out there who isn't driving properly, and then you get annoyed, and then the emotion of road rage, I'm sure you heard of that, with some superfluous language, of course. Let's start to examine how we let others affect us many times. When your boss shouts at you in the office, it probably humiliates you. How does it affect you? Do you take it back home to your loved ones? Do you let it ruin your day, night? Or are you learning to let that go without it affecting you? Many times in life you need to understand that it's not fair, and that sometimes you even feel that your struggles are far worse compared to many people around you. This is only natural. But what you do in this process, you tend to curse life, you tend to curse God, or you would even tend to curse the people around you who are probably responsible for it. But seldom do you take any control or try to understand that you are in control of these things too. Because every action of yours has led to a consequence, and that consequence triggers emotions. It is often easier to keep complaining than to resolve. It is easier to get negative than to, of course, stick your head out and remain optimistic. So I feel that more often we need to work on our reactions, impulses, and feelings that come from within, because that is more easier to manipulate than that comes from the outside, because that is going to be so much more difficult to control. Remember that the force within you is far more powerful, stronger, and robust compared to that of the force that comes from the outside. I sincerely hope that everything we discussed here right now has helped you to get a different perspective into your challenges, your thought processes, and of course your mindset as well. I hope this really makes a difference to your life, work, and the people who love you and stay around you. Stay blessed.